Hi, I'm Melanie from Parenting High Schoolers, and today I'm here to talk about The Richest Man in Babylon. This is by George Clason, I think, Clausen. I have not done a book review in a while, and this was a book that our financial advisor advised us to recommend. Well, he's told us to read it over the years, and of course, me being the great reader that I am, I've chosen to ignore him. We bought this for one of the boys. We bought them each a book, and I'll review each of them because I have not read them. But this was the book that we gave our oldest son. It's written in the form of fables and set in the time of Babylon. So the language is written it's a lot of thous and thys. And so as I'm reading my notes, I wrote my notes in that language. So it'll sound a little strange, but let's get started. The Richest Man in Babylon talks about 7 cures for a lean purse. So again, that is not what we would typically call an empty purse. Ahmed is this wise man. Number 1, start thy purse to fattening. And really all he is saying is save 10% of all of your earnings minimum. So no matter how much you make, take out 10% and put it into savings and readjust your spendings. That's the next one. Control thy expenses. So you're going to readjust your budget to work with that last 90% and make that be what you live on. So if that means you need to cut out extras, maybe not go out 3 times a week, maybe just go out once. So the first one is to save 10% of all of your income, and number 2 is to readjust so you can live on that 90%. And really, this can be done. So as you are advising your teen how to manage their money, these are 2 really easy rules to follow. So number 3, make thy gold multiply. At the point at which you start having money saved up, or your teen has money saved up, do your research. Invest some of the savings. Savings accounts are great as far as like having a place to hold your money, but it's not going to grow unless you invest it. So whether that means stocks, bonds, mutual funds, whatever it looks like that you feel comfortable with what your teen feels comfortable with, have them invest just a little bit at a time and diversify. That would be my piece on that. Guard thy treasures from loss. That's number 4. Research, consult, diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Lots of little cliches there. This is something that it's a fun family project. This is something we've been working on with our boys since they were little. We made savings goals with them. One goal when we showed them how compound interest worked was that they each wanted to save $10,000 in their Roth by the time they were 21. This is an achievable goal if your kids work. And there are ways to set up their Roth much younger than you think. And by the way, our 2 boys that are 21 or older, one achieved that goal by the time he was 22. So he was a year late, and our 21-year-old achieved it about 6 months early. So they worked really hard and they're continuing to save. All right, number 5, make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Own thy own home. Oh, this is obviously something a teenager cannot do right now, but they can start saving for a home. Unbelievable as that may be. Have them, as they are investing their money, make some goals. Maybe they don't have an account for a house yet, but maybe they have a long-term savings account that is not tied up into retirement. Think outside of the box. I mean, our boys have had so many side hustles. They mow yards, they run errands, they do odd jobs, as well as have part-time jobs, especially in the summer. I mean, just stack up those jobs. Number 6, insure a future income. This is something one of my very best friends, her husband died 10 years ago. Thankfully, he had life insurance. So this is something, again, that our teenagers don't really need to think about yet. But as we are advising them and as they move out on their own, we need to help them learn about what insurance looks like. And they need to provide for their families in a way that is wise. And by having retirement accounts set up, by having life insurance, you want to make sure that your family is provided for. If my best friend's husband had not done this, at that time, she was still working as a teacher full time, and it was a blessing, and it was something she didn't have to worry about. And then 7th, the 7 cures for a lean purse. Number 7, increase thy ability to earn. Desires must be simple and definite. What that means is have your kids, make a list. Like, what do they want? And then have them look at that list and what do they really need? So those wants may be future goals of things that they would like to purchase or do in the future when they have that type of money. But for now, if they could limit their spending and if they could maximize their savings, it will go so far to them in the future. Study and become wiser, more skillful. I talked about side gigs with my boys. They have all figured out ways to make extra money on top of their part-time jobs. More skills, do research, figure out more ways to make money. And this doesn't mean that that's all you're driven to do or that that's all life is about. But the more effort that is put into it at a young age, the bigger the benefit is as our kids get older. And my husband and I have seen the proof of this, especially after having to pay his student loans for years and years. And so finally, go forth and practice these truths that thou mayest prosper and grow wealthy as is thy right. And again, wealthy is a relative term. I'm not advising anyone to go out and say, work, 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 and that's all there is to life, because there is so much more to life. We need to enjoy the moment. That's something, as we have paid off my husband's student loans, we had to remember that we still needed to set aside money to have fun and to do other things besides payments. And it's been hard. We have really struggled with that, but I think the boys have seen that there's been a balance, and that's what it's all about, is create a balance between making a good plan, executing it, learning more, and seeing the results come to fruition as goals are achieved. So good luck, and I will see you next week.